Hello everyone and welcome back. The Apollo is in the latest PTU patch and today we're going to be taking a look at it. We're going to try and look around the outside and the inside, see what all has changed with it, see what it looks like, check on the layout, see if it has indeed grown in size like it seemed to have. So let's go ahead and let's go take a good look at the new RSI Apollo medevac and triage. All right, we're here on the New Babbage ice. I apologize that it's a little bit foggy and everything out here. It's not going to be a great look on the outside of the moment. We'll see if we can get a little bit more looks at it inside a hangar. But here we have the RSI Apollo. We can see on the front here, it looks like to be two size 4 guns, as we saw in some of the images we've seen over the last couple of weeks. There's a little entry elevator here. This is pretty nice looking. So we can go up. We'll go up inside the ship in a minute here. But, looks nice so far. Let's just run around a little bit more on the underside. Oh, okay. We're on the ground. Sick. It definitely feels like it's about Connie-sized, so I think it's definitely gotten bigger. I think we may have to... maybe there's someone that can pull up a Connie. We'll see at some point. Let's park alongside it, just to see for sure. We have the backside here. We have one of our big engine clusters. Some other engines on to the side of the cargo ramp. We'll have to see in there for a minute. We're just going to not look in there quite yet. We have ramp access back here. And then looks like this little port would be for your fuel port as well. And then I guess let me just try and go up in third person here. We'll take a little bit of a look up and around the top. Looks like we do have wee-woo lights on the Apollo, which is nice to see as always. This is the medevac here that we'll be looking at. We have that remote turret up top there that you can see. See Apollo. And there is one missile rack. And then we'll check on the other side real quick, see if we have another one. Let's see. Yes, we do. So, looks like you're going to have 16 size 2 missiles on the medevac, which then I would assume you'd have 8 size 2s on the triage. So, that's a bit of a look at the outside of the Apollo. Again, we'll hopefully take a little bit better look at it once we're in a hangar, hopefully at some point. But let's take a look at the inside, which I'm sure a lot of you are very excited to see, how it's changed, and I am very excited to see. So, let's take a look. All right. We do have some big lights pointing off the back here towards the back ramp. This is a pretty steep angle, actually, for this ramp. It's not very wide, which doesn't give me very much confidence that you'd be able to put, like, an Apollo in here, or an Ursa in here. But let's go in. Okay, so you're not putting in an Ursa in here because it looks like we have a sort of airlock to get in. And this looks like to be that airlock that we saw teased in the monthly report a couple of months ago that everyone at first thought was the Perseus. This is actually the back airlock entrance for the Apollo. So there you go. That's I don't know if I can close it because I don't own the ship, but that's the back entrance. So you do have a decently sized ramp to get up, and then you have the docking collar in. So then let's go into, whoa, the Apollo. Look at that. So, let's go off to the side. Ooh, we got components. We got engineering screens. We got, let us see, some weapon racks, a suit locker. And this is going to be what I assume the cargo storage area. I don't know if these little things on the side have anything to do with anything. But that looks like one of your cargo storage areas. And then opposite that, we have some more components, more gun racks, and some more cargo storage space, which you do also have some decently sized doors, so you should be able to comfortably get at least 4 SCU boxes through this door, maybe 8 SCU boxes, we'll have to see. But looks like you'll have a decent ability to get cargo in and out of this room. Okay, so now let's keep going forward. So let's look at our medical areas. Looks like right now this person has the Tier 3 medical modules equipped. You can see there's 3 Tier 3 beds on each side. Big, wide open space to be able to get people in and out. Big doors to get in. Looks pretty nice. We'll take a look inside the module here. We don't have a lot of set dressing or anything on the shelves, but we do have some prompts to put medgel canisters on the shelves, which is interesting. You could store some medgel canisters there. We have what appears to be a patient storage little drawer. See a little bit of patient storage. I only see that here. Maybe there's one somewhere else. There's a few along here. 2 more patient storage. We got a little artistic screen. Doesn't really seem to do much. And then you have your 3 medical beds. Again, these are the tier 3 med beds. We'll have to see if we can take a look at one that maybe has some of the tier 2 ones or tier 1s equipped. But looks very nice. I really like the clinical aesthetic of it in the RSI styling. I'd really love for them to bring this sort of styling or something similar to the Polaris's medbay, because it doesn't really, it looks very similar to the rest of the ship right now. So maybe something like this would be something we could see on the Polaris in the future if they ever kind of adjust that or polish that up. So we'll have to see. So now if we take a look a little bit further forward, this looks to be one of the 2 bathrooms. This is quite a large bathroom. You got a big, decently sized door and then just a large space overall. Nothing too crazy in here, just a bathroom. So that we can take a quick look just at the other side. It should be basically the same, what I can tell. But again, you got the shelf with the medgel canister storage apparently, those med beds, and the bathroom in the back there. So then let's keep going forward into the rest of the ship. So as we go forward, we can pass over or pass below the skylight that goes along the hallway. Looks pretty nice. Let some natural light in. Then we can proceed into this middle area, which looks to have the rest of your main components. So your power plants, your coolers, quantum drive, and things like that. You have another engineering terminal here, which is interesting. So you're going to have 2 engineering terminals at the front, or at the front and the back of the ship. And then we can proceed forward into the habitation area right here. This is going to be for your crew of 2, as far as I know. So we have a bed on each side. It's kind of similar to how the Spirit series layout is. Looks like they have a little storage cabinet above. And then we can also see some habitation stuff, food, little bathroom and stuff like that. And then opposite that, lastly for kind of habitation stuff, you do have a little bench seating area here. Your 2 crew members, nice little table. Looks nice, has a nice little light above it. We can also see the entrance for the crew elevator, which will take you up and down from the outside of the ship. We have, I assume this is just some controls to call the elevator up if it's down. And then we have our pilot and co-pilot seats, which look to have a pretty good view outside. Let's go ahead and take a seat in the co-pilot spot for a moment. Let's see if we can turn it on. Look at that. Okay, so one thing I will notice, I do notice already, is I think this has probably what will now be the RSI unique styling for the MFDs. They currently use kind of the generic MFD styling, but this looks to be a new style for RSI MFDs. Looks pretty nice, I like it. New style for the component layout, your power management and all that. I like the position of them. They stick up a little bit higher so you can see them a little better. And while you do have a few struts, they're a lot thinner than on other ships like the Connie, and this has, I would say, a really good view. You can see pretty well to the below you, decently well above you, but really good out to the side and to the front. So I really, really like the view out of the Apollo. We can take a look in third person for a minute. Just look around. Again, it's going to be a little bit rough to see right now. We're going to try and take a look at one in a hangar in a minute here. But that's a little bit of a look at the Apollo. Again, brand new RSI ship coming from the backlog. We're going to be getting the Apollo and Medevac coming up soon in Alpha 4.3.1. Okay, so here I got an Apollo in a hangar. We can take a little bit better look at the outside quick. Again, like I pointed out earlier, I'm pretty sure this is the fuel port. Looks like it is. That's a very similar layout to the Zeus. I believe it's on the left side, and then you have your ramp access on the right here. We can take a little bit better look at our engines out on the side. Looks like it does have some kind of little fins here that'll fold out, similar to the Polaris, and probably the Perseus as well. We have thruster. I thought I saw someone say that there was some windows looking out to the side now. Maybe right there? It kind of looks like it. It's similar tone to this cockpit glass. I don't remember where I saw that or if I saw that. We'll double check. We're going to take a look at the inside again in a moment. This one we have the Tier 1 and Tier 2 modules equipped. Again, we'll take a look down around the front. You can see your pilot seat, co-pilot seat, pilot guns, and yeah, we'll take a little bit of a look at the top real quick. There you go. Got that remote turret. Maybe there is some little extra windows somewhere. I'll have to look. Maybe it's in the habitation area. So, there's the top of the Apollo again. So now, let's take a bit of a look at the Tier 1 and Tier 2 modules for the Apollo. Okay, so on the right side here, we have our Tier 2 medical module, which we have, again, storage cabinets, or shelves for some med gel. There's no storage cabinet for patients here. It looks like it's going to be along this countertop. We have one of our Tier 2 beds, which again has a little bit of a distant artistic styling, a little bit higher end look than the Tier 3 beds. We have a kind of central counter with some more decorative stuff, some shelving and some medical devices and a sink and whatnot. And then we have our other Tier 2 medical bed. So that's a little bit of a look at the Tier 2 module. I just noticed also that there's only one entrance in and out of these modules. I thought there was, I want to say there was multiple. Like there was a front entrance and a back entrance in the original stuff for the Apollo. Maybe I'm incorrect. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. But let's take a look now, lastly, at the Tier 1 module. Okay, so here's our Tier 1 module. We have what looks to be some sort of oxygen or other chemical containers and whatnot. We've got your shelves. We have our big central, very serious looking Tier 1 med bed. This is the one that you kind of slide back into that little chamber to get serious work done on you when you got some Tier 1 injuries. We have little RSI kind of, I don't know, med kit section thing. And nothing too different on this side, except for now you only have the single patient storage cabinet because you only have one patient in here at a time. So that is the Tier 1 medical module for the Apollo. So there is a little bit of a look at the RSI Apollo, brand new ship coming in Alpha 4.3.1, one that's been waiting to come into the game for quite some time now. It's definitely gotten bigger. It's definitely Connie size now. I just noticed there's this little refrigeration thing. Can I put anything in here? Not right now. But potentially something you could put some extra goodies in there. But that's an initial look at the Apollo. So make sure to let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think you're going to pick up an Apollo? Or if you already have an Apollo, are you looking forward to seeing it? Do you think it turned out how you like? Is there anything that you wish was maybe a little bit different on it? Let me know what you think down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more Star Citizen updates like this, make sure to subscribe as well. I will see you in the next one.